Hey Mario, how you doing? This is Mike, and I'm just here to critique your young Frankenstein character here. Overall, I think you're off to a really good start. You've got a lot of strong aesthetics going on. There's a lot of really cool qualities about this guy. There's a few things I think we can improve upon, and it was just a little easier for me to make a video of it than to write it all down. So I thought I'd go ahead and do that for you now. So first thing, again, good overall basic structure. There's some good rim lighting going on here. You're getting some good accents in some of these featured areas. But there's a couple, like I said, just a couple little things going on that I think that we can improve. The first one that really stood out to me was just how silvery and shiny his hair was. It's almost like the hair of an older guy when it's clearly a much younger character. So I think that it may be just getting a little bit overlit. So, and this is a character design thing, but I think that you'd want to go a little bit darker with that. And I think that helps him make it look a little more youthful, and it helps bring the character back. Because I've always, the original designs of Frankenstein were always kind of like jet black hair. And I think that would be beneficial. I think that might be where you were, but it was just because there's a lot of lighting going on in this, it just started to get a little bit lifted. So I would just take that down a little bit. One of the other things that I was noticing was that and this is just like a style, it's very frontally lit. Like there's not a lot of shadowing going on the fill side. It's pretty filled in overall. If you're looking for your target audience to be much younger, perhaps that's what you'd want. But overall, I think we can get some more shaping and get some more shadowing, especially in like through the torso here. You can see that the shirt is a pretty consistent white color, which is actually a really good white value. It's bright, but it's not like overly white. And I think you found a nice balance there. But I think we can get some left to right shaping going on. So I just kind of mocked that up a little bit with just some like darkening in this area and then down through here. It's just especially in like the forehead region in here that we're kind of seeing, and even with this mock-up, it would just be nice to get some more visual fall off and visual roll off, because it's kind of flattening out a little bit as of now. Just a few other little things. One is, and especially when I darken it, but I'll lift that back up, but the value of his hand is obviously matching the skin value of his face. So I would just create maybe a little extra rim light, especially on the inside of the hand here, just to kind of get these two areas to separate it out from one another. And then I would also, so this is probably the first thing that I noticed about it, was that the eyes are feeling a little bit off to me. Because again, that's the first thing you look at when you look at a character, is their eyes. Mostly because the pupil never falls off to the edge of the iris like that. Like the pupil is always in the middle. So when he rotate, like if I'm looking this way and I rotate my eyes towards you, you're going to see the pupil, the iris, and the sclera. At no angle do you ever see the pupil butting up against the sclera. So I would just create a little bit of this magenta on this side and a little bit of the green on this side, just to create enough of a separation there, because that's feeling a little off. And I know he's not like the most human of characters, but he's made from human parts. So I think that his pupils and irises and scleras will be in the human realm. And then finally, so that's what I was saying up there. It was just this that I was trying to find earlier. That this area especially is getting a little bit flattened out, a little bit too even there, and it'd be nice just to get a little bit more roll off, so you can get the feeling of this curvature around the front of his head. One other note that I wanted to point out, and this was again total preference, but the green color of these stitches, it's a little bit darker. Again, this is an audience thing. If you want those to stand out, I would make those like white or gray or something different than the green. But if we're skewing for like a younger audience, which I feel like for some reason that we're doing with this one, you would want it to be, I would say keeping it the green color is probably smart, because then it doesn't make it so obvious that he has these like stitches and hideous things going out of his face. So again, this was the finished product. This is where we started from. So just some ideas there. Again, just a little rim here, darkening the hair, creating more shaping, and then obviously doing some eye work. And I think the dings can use a little bit of work too. Like this one's falling in a pretty good spot. It could be a little bit smaller, but this one definitely could pull in here. It's kind of falling off the edge a little bit. But yeah, overall, I think things are great. I think you're doing a great job. Keep posting, keep updating us, and I can't wait to see where it goes. All right, happy lighting.